Now first on CNBC here at Post 9, Boingo's new CEO, Mike Finley. Nice to have you here.
Great to be here, David.
After a long career at Qualcomm, a company we've dealt with many times. 5G rollout, very important for Boingo. How does it help in terms of your connectivity?
So, you mentioned we're in airports, stadiums, we're in military bases now. So we do Wi-Fi, but we also do cellular. So we've one of the largest DAS providers of cellular networks. And any one of those locations that we have, what 5G is going to do, we'll be able to bring 5G into that. And, when you're in airports and big transportation hubs like the New York airports and the Oculus at World Trade Center, 5G is going to really add quite a bit of capability.
Give me a sense there in terms of the capacity that you'll be able to add. What's the transformation going to be for people who are in a terminal in terms of their connectivity?
Yeah, I mean, it's significantly faster. So, 5 to 10 times at least. The other advantage is Wi-Fi 6 is coming as well, so you have both the Wi-Fi side and the cellular side that are both enhancing speeds. And so, we're a total connectivity company at Boingo, and everything we do is how people want to use it. And so with 4G progressing, 5G coming in, Wi-Fi 6 coming, it's going to be, I think, a great period of time.
As a veteran of Qualcomm, you have some sight lines, I would think, to 5G and how really long it's going to be till it evolves. How many years until what you're talking about is a reality?
Yeah, I think that's always a great question. And I think if you go back to 4G, where I think you would say it was 4 or 5 years, 5G, I think, will be much more expedited. Qualcomm and a lot of the infrastructure guys and device manufacturers are well ahead of the pace of 4G. So I think in 2 to 3 years, with all of the U.S. operators engaging, Chairman Pai and the FCC have been fantastic about spectrum, new spectrum coming. I think you're going to see it expedite much faster. So I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, you'll see 5G really start to take hold.
How does the Huawei ban affect that and affect supply chains in terms of the rollout for 5G here in the U.S.?
Yeah, really, for Boingo, it doesn't impact us at all. And if you look at, what's happening with infrastructure, what's happening in the U.S., what's happening with, Qualcomm and the devices that are all coming. There was just a laptop that was announced with 5G with Qualcomm and Lenovo. All that is happening now. They're starting to get rolled out in 2019. Some have already been there, and I think you'll see that, get greatly enhanced as you roll into 2020.
I feel like we never got to the point of simplicity with public Wi-Fi that we were promised. Maybe security played into that. I don't know. There are all kinds of names that are offering it and kind of reselling it. Is 5G going to change that equation at all?
Yes and no. I mean, I think one of the benefits of Boingo is we've made that more simple. As Wi-Fi 6 comes in and there's greater security and it's more readily available and you can hand off a little better, that's going to be great. But one of the things Boingo does, which is great for us, is whether it's cellular or Wi-Fi, we do all of that, and it really ends up being what's in the best interest of the end user. So I think Wi-Fi does become simpler, and the connectivity with 5G and all that getting aligned is really going to greatly enhance the user experience.
But what's the value proposition then that you're bringing to these places that aggregate a lot of people?
So first of all, you have all the Wi-Fi. So as Wi-Fi continues to get enhanced with Wi-Fi 6, we bring all that. We've been doing it for 20 years, so, we're well ahead of the game there. Bringing cellular into that as well, so we represent all of the operators. So regardless of, whether you're with Verizon or Sprint or T-Mobile or AT&T, we can set up the network, align it with the Wi-Fi, so you have a great experience regardless of the operator you're with. And we work with all the operators to boost their, capabilities in the venues we're at.
Do you expect the T-Mobile Sprint deal to move forward as has been proposed thus far? And if so, I guess more broadly, what do you expect wireless and the networks here in the U.S. to look like in the coming years?
Well, I think it's hard to predict what will happen with that. I think John and Marcelo have, made a compelling case. And, there's so much competition already. You have the operators. You also have the cable guys. I think as Wi-Fi and cellular get more combined, and companies like Boingo are making that happen, I think you'll see speeds and capabilities and technologies only increase.
Quickly, SpaceX over the weekend issued an update on their first 60 Starlink satellites, saying that so far operations are going well. Obviously, they plan to launch up to tens of thousands of satellites, and they're not the only one looking to do that in terms of offering broadband. Friend or foe, these potential services in the future?
Yeah, really, anything that enhances connectivity will be good for Boingo. So that would just be another capability that we could combine with our Wi-Fi and cellular we already have in place.